Welcome back to Master Guitar, where you will learn how to master guitar. Alright, don't have the green screen up today because today we're getting into something a little different. Looking at my setup, you may notice a couple of different things, such as patch cables. So what do you need patch cables for? Well, these, as you see, these are 3.5 millimeter, which really won't work much with most guitar gear. But what will it work with? Alright, you ready? You ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? Turn this thing on, and this. So what are we looking at here? This is the modern recreation of an ARP 2600. This is the be-all and end-all of synthesizers. I have wanted one of these since about 1973, I think it was. I had just left New Jersey and moved to another state up north, up in New England, where I grew up. And I remember we had moved in and one of my sisters played an album that had this weird instrumental tune called Frankenstein, and this really cool sounding instrument in the middle of it. And so I read the album liner, and it said that was a ARP 2600, and that's what this thing is. So there was a music store I went to in Middletown. I had to walk a long way, I mean several miles, to get to the store. It was in an industrial park, very bad spot for a music store, and they had some ARP synths. They had a Pro Soloist. I remember being able to play that, and that was very easy because you just pushed a button and got the sound. This thing, as you can tell, you get the sounds. It has an internal flow. These are your oscillators. It goes into, as you can see, if you follow the pattern, it actually will show you this goes into the, I think it goes next into the VCF. I still haven't read the instruction manual. Then from the VCF you go into the ADSR, then you're going into the VCA. VCF means voltage controlled filter, see written right there. Voltage controlled amplifier. This is the attack, decay, sustain, release, and that's also called ADSR, or your envelope section. So gotta remember to keep my camera like that. And then this is reverb. Here's your mixer. You can actually get, you have several inputs, left input, right input. So you just need one of these, and it goes right there into the right input. Then all you need is a 3.5 millimeter to 1/4 inch adapter. I think you see where I'm going with this. And yes, some people have done that. In some cases it tracks well, in some cases it tracks poorly. So, which is why ARP later came up with the Avatar, which had a hexatonic pickup, which was designed to convert magnetic electric impulse into digital. And it would be picked up by the Avatar, and then if you knew how to program this thing, or actually in that case it was the Odyssey, just had a different name, and you could make your sounds. So why does a guitar player need keyboards? I like to say, you know, whenever a band just needs someone to play a little bit of keys, this is a good opportunity for you to branch out and learn how to do it and learn to play it. I mean, how many times have you seen some rock star up on stage, keyboard rises up out of the stage, and they sit there and you see them like doing this hands pressing down the keys, and really the one that they're playing doesn't seem to have a plug on it. Who's really playing that keyboard? It's the guy behind the stage. The rock star on stage is not playing it, he's just going through the motions, and the guy behind the stage is actually doing the playing. But they got to pay that guy money. And once you hire a keyboard player, suddenly your band needs keyboards for every song, because you can't just tell the guy, hey, this song does not have any keyboards in it, why don't you go take a break and drink some coffee or something. And they don't want to do that. They want to try to find some way to work some keys in it, and they ruin the song, and you're just sitting there hating life. So get a keyboard. I saw back in the early days, I saw some keyboard players who were incredibly gifted playing on stage, Jimmy Waldo being one of them. And so it was just stuck in my head, you know, play keyboards. And so my band wanted to have some keys in it, and I walked into a music store, and the first one I saw was a Korg Delta, so I bought that, and that was our first synthesizer. And then we had the Electro Harmonix one and a couple others. I ended up later on getting a Korg Poly 800, which I liked very much. Apparently most people say it's one of the worst keyboards ever. Later I got rid of my Poly 800 and I got rid of the Korg Delta, and I miss both of them. What does this thing do? I've got it plugged into my Marshall, got the distortion off, got the reverb off. As I'm bringing this up, let's get that going faster. Now if you want to change the sound of this, we can take our resonance and now suddenly it's really cool. Well, that kind of sounds better to me. So it's just a matter of learning what this thing does, which I don't know, and just figuring out how to play it. It's like I could take this one that's going into the VCO in, and I could plug it into over here, say the voltage control. I can plug that into the ADSR and really mess things up. Let me actually do that and see what this thing does. Okay, it's back on. Let's try playing the ADSR. Now you hear it just totally changed the sound, just a fraction, but you hear how it's altered it. And all I'm doing there is just playing with my envelope a little bit. But you see it just totally changed the sound a little bit. And right here, in my sample and hold, the rate and if I go over here to my noise, I can turn my noise much higher into the pink noise if I wanted. That's in pink noise right now. Let's go to white noise. So as you can see, this thing can do a million things. So anyway, that's the short of this. Tomorrow I'll actually show getting some real normal synthesizer tones and not the weird, bizarre sound effects kind of thing. Then I'll give you a demonstration of what this thing does, and I'll put that up as a separate video. Anyway, remember, comment, like, subscribe. Let's do this in 2022. Tell me what you would like to learn. I'm going to be redoing all the videos so that I'm repeating myself a lot less, getting right to the point, a lot less noodling, and just getting right down to here's how to do this. And so we'll be starting that in January. So there's going to be a brief interruption. I've got to take care of a couple of matters medically, and that's going to put me out of action for a couple of weeks. So I'm trying to get some stuff filmed now to take over that and fill up that gap, and then I'll be able to start making new content after the new year. So if you see something up now, that's all being filmed. I'm filming right now. This is December 1st, or if we're past midnight, it's now December 2nd. So anyway, remember, like, subscribe, comment, tell me what kind of content you want to see over the coming year, and I will do my best to get that out to you. All right, we'll see ya. Bye. Keep jamming.